Metal Dad Vapes with another review for you. Today we have the Bulk RTA by VapnFagan and Oumier. I was going to do this whole thing when I was a kid. A little backstory. When I was a kid, Hulk Hogan was a big, popular wrestler back in the day. So my father would go shopping, and I would take the Shaw's or Stop and Shop bags, and I would open up the bottom, and I'd put them on, and I would rip them on. So I was going to grab a bag and do a whole bulk thing, but I decided against it. And with Phish playing next door. So yeah, we have the Bulk RTA for review. So without any further ado, let's dive down into the pit, take this guy apart, throw a build in it, wick her up, and I'll come back and tell you all my thoughts. This bad boy up. Here is your chimney and bubble glass section for the Bulk. The deck section, which we'll go over in a minute, you get a straight glass. You get a drop style drip tip, which I'm not a big fan of. It's the taller one, but you can give it to you. It's pretty cool. And then you get your straight glass section if you don't want to use the bubble glass. The bubble glass is a 6.5 ml. And the straight glass is going to be a 3.5. Just have to cheat and look in the manual. That's why that's there. And peripheral bags, you're going to get some coils, bunch of different grub screws, O-rings, usual affair. And they give you a little bit of shoelace cotton. We will not be using any of these things. So let's put that all back in the box there. Bulk. Hey. Alright, so we have the build deck of the Bulk RTA, which is very similar to the BTFC, which is another one of VapnFagan's creations. So these are the coils I had in here before. I didn't actually make, well I did, I made these coils. It's a fused clapped-in wire staged with a Kanthal straight I figured with a big build deck like this, I wanted to put some beefy coils in. I didn't clap in the wire, but I wrapped them and I staged them. So there was that. But we're not going to use those today either. So we're going to take those out of there. There it is. These are your air ports right here, so you're going to get that airflow coming right up from underneath the coils, which is going to give you probably the best flavor. Then we have 4 pretty decent size ports for your coils. You can fit some pretty massive coils in there. Pretty good size. Full size. Here's your wick channel for your wicking. There's no ring to go around, so you really got to be careful when you put your wicking in that you don't get it caught up in the threads. Kind of a flaw, but you know, not a big deal. When I wicked it up, I didn't have any issues, but I could see if someone just getting into RTAs maybe having a little problem with that, getting it all caught up in there. Your airflow control does have a stopper. You get 1, 2, 3 air ports. For the amount of airflow that's on here, and it was probably because the coils were pretty beefy that I put in here, but I was getting a lot of restriction, which wasn't bad. It was good, but it was just a lot more restrictive than I had thought it was going to be. But we're gonna put a different build in there and see what happens. So let's put that off to the side. Here is the chimney of the Bulk. Any flaws or anything wrong in here is going to be because of me, because this is not brand new. I have been using this for about a week. So, top fill. My issue with this is the knurling is really good. Threads are really smooth. The only issue is that you have to turn this like 14,000 times to get it off, which is, you know, I mean, it would have been nice if it was like a half turn or a quarter turn and pop it off, but you gotta sit there and unscrew it. Big ass drip tip. That thing is humongous. It works for this tank though. The tank is huge. It's a 28 millimeter tank. So everything on this tank is just big and bulky and hulky and huge. And that's that. Alright, so let's throw a build in this bad boy, wick it up, and then we'll come back on top and I'll give you all my thoughts on the bulk RTA. Back up out of the pit with the bulk RTA. First thoughts. I've been using this now for about a week. That original build I showed you in there, that was a build I was using. I figured for a big tank, put in a big beefy coil. and she was fucking performing, man. My initial wicking, I thinned it out with... My editor, Paul, is dancing. I don't know if you can hear the Phish tribute jam band in the background, but we got like musical accompaniment today, so my editor, Paul's dancing in the background. But anyway, so my initial wicking with this, I thinned it out way too much, thinking that it needed to be really thin, and just leaked all over. So what I did was I wicked it like I would an RTA, and she's been keeping up. I have had no dry hits, no issues. The new coils I put in here, the Alien from HDNE, ohmed out to a 0.18. I don't know if you can see that, but 0.18, 90 watts. Just putting out really good cloud, really good flavor. I have not had a bad experience with this tank in the week that I've been using it. Airflow, I was originally thinking that when I put this tank on that the airflow was going to be super immense, and it really isn't. It's a nice, kind of restrictive lung hit. It's not at all what you think it's going to be. You think it's going to be just this airflow hog, and it really isn't. Really good flavor, really good airflow. The only cons I can really say with this tank is this top cap, the fill. You have to twist and twist and twist and twist and twist for days to get it off to fill. Other than that, solid tank. Machining really well done. The knurling on here, the drip tip I love. I love that big beefy drip tip. And that's aesthetically, you know, I could probably do without that whole big bulk on the tank there, but you know, it is what it is. Wicks really well, super easy to build on. You just put your coils in, tighten it down, clip it, done. Wicking, super easy for the wicking as well. You just kind of have to, you know, wet the wicks a little bit, you know, push them down so they don't get trapped in like the grooves, and then just be a little bit careful when you're threading her on. But after that, no issues. She's been keeping up. But I mean, there's really not much more I can say. High wattage. I was vaping the first build I threw in there. I was vaping at 120 for days, and no issues. Not one dry hit. Super flavorful. Lots of clouds. I would have to give this RTA a Metal Dad approved. So, hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as we enjoyed making it for you, and our musical accompaniment for the night, Phish. That has been the Bulk RTA Metal Dad Vapes. Thanks for watching.